Hello everyone and welcome back on the Radiator Springs Network channel. I hope you've had a great month, if you celebrated a cool Christmas time and some awesome holidays with your family. Today it's already the last day of the year, so I hope you're celebrating New Year's Eve with your family or your friends or all the people you consider as important. I know I have been quite inactive on YouTube for more than 6 weeks now, which is due to a stressy time I have had, as well as some struggles with my projects and the effort it takes to invest, and the fact that I have had a big activity on Instagram this month with the Disney Cars Advent collaboration, for example. So these are some reasons, and I'd say we now start and get right into the video, which features a recap of the Disney Cars 2021 diecast collection, as you can see on the picture. And the first thing I'd like to talk about is the Cardback, because this is always something that we fans are looking forward to when the first releases are leaked or the first case appears in a country. This 2021 Cardback was very cool and interesting for sure, and I love it a lot. Yeah, so what is interesting about this? There is a sunset in the background as well as a desert horizon, and that's why it's called Desert Horizon Series by the fans. Some nice color variations. You also have on the bottom, on the top left hand corner, this tiny metal logo, so that you do know that these cars are not made of plastic or anything else but metal, and it looks a bit like a vinyl record, and all in all I think it looks great on the package. Also we have a white Mattel logo which is included into this tag on the bottom, and it also matches the red name tag with the white line a lot on the car, and I think it is a great package for sure. In comparison, there's the Blue Desert line. I've also taken a picture of Rusty McQueen here, just for the record. Yeah, to be honest, I did not like it a lot. In the beginning, it was interesting because of the blue color, which added a winter feeling, and it looks a bit like a winter scenery all in all. However, it has become boring after some months, and it was time to get something new and more vibrant. Yeah, also the name tag does not match the bottom tag very well as the logo. Another difference is that now in 2021 the cars are not sorted by themes any longer, but by films, which can be seen on the back, where it reads as seen in blah blah blah. And the last one, the last Cardback I'd like to compare now is the 2018-2019 one, which is quite different to these ones, as the artwork itself is very small. However, we also have a desert horizon here, which much more vibrant and magnificent colors, to be honest. So I would have liked if the 2021 Cardback had this card. I also like the car sign there, which is crooked and which is the same as on the Cars 3 Cardbacks. However, it is way too big on the package. If it was as small as on the other Cardbacks, it would have been way better. Yeah, so this is it about the Cardbacks, and now I'd like to show you some statistics provided by Natalie Certain. Of course, I'm just kidding, because it was me to make this. And the first thing is to compare the mainlines. So this is the 2021 mainline, which has had 146 cars consisting of singles, deluxes and 2-packs, which is quite big in comparison to the previous years, because you see in 2020 we have only had 127 cars, 123 I guess in 2015, and less than 120 for all the other years except for 2019. But there's one reason why this collection is as big as it is, because many of the 2018 cars seem to be shifted to this collection, as well as it is important to mention that these two collections actually have to be appear together, because they have had the same artwork for most of the time. There was a poster for these 2 years together, so I think these are connected, and if you divide it, you could say that 2018 and 2019 would be maybe approximately as strong as the 2020 collection. And all in all, you can also see that there is no strategy by Mattel how many cars come which year. But what can be seen is that since 2019, the collections are very big compared to previous years. This shows that the line is still selling and still popular for sure. Yeah, so now I'd like to show you which were the components of the mainline, and you may ask, okay, why does he tell us this? We know it actually, and it is not as important as other things. However, I think it is important because there are some components that are not part of the mainline every year. So at first you have 109 singles, including some from Cars 2 and Cars 3, as well as even a tiny bunch of holiday cars. Also, we've had 14 2-packs as well as 12 deluxes and 7 haulers, which is a large number compared to many of the previous years, except for 2018, where we've also had 6, I guess. And the only new one was unfortunately Walmart Next Gen hauler, but what we've also had are the launchers. And in 2019 and 2020 they have disappeared from the line. Now they are back, and I think it's a great opportunity for Mattel to make more money with some plastic pieces that are very cheap to produce and to promote some of the standard characters even better. Also, we've had 4 5-packs, 2 of them for the second film and only 1 for the first and for the third film. And I think some of these have been very cool. So for example, I like the Tokyo Picture pack a lot, as well as the Porto Corsa pack, which also features a re-release of Frank Clutchinson again and Clutch Foster, who are actually some of the rarer fans. Also, the Thunder Hollow pack looks great. So this is what I'd like to say here. We've had 2 11 packs, 1 for the first and 1 for the third film. I think the one for the first film is really like a big movie moment put together in one pack, and I like it a lot. There is 1 10-pack exclusive to Amazon, which features once again Bruce Miller, as well as a 3-pack. And now I've decided to put the Welcome to Radiator Springs line also on this picture, due to the fact that these are not an expanded universe line. They are only store exclusive and have some little accessories to make a higher price more appropriate. But these are standard characters. These are townies, so for me they are part of the main line. We've had 8 singles of them, a 4-pack, as well as the Mag Transporter with 2 extra singles, including the exclusive Vietnam variant of Ghostlight Ramon. And there are the 8 holiday cars of the Wintertime Cruisers assortment, and I decided to put those on the picture here because in fact they are expanded universe because they only appear in a storybook. However, we have some holiday cars to be part of the actual main line, so for me these are also members of this. And you see there are about 200 vehicles all in all for the main line, which is quite big and quite large, and we have a wide variety of them, many multi-packs, interesting haulers and launchers, and so on and so on. Yeah, so now there are some statistics again, which features the representation of the respective films in the main line. So you see that every 4th car that has been released this year is from the first film, whereas more than half of the cars appear in Cars 3. And the second film has only a representation of about 14%, which is quite low. However, we have 4% holiday cars and about 5% for special releases. And now there is the same statistic again, including all the multi-packs and the rest. And you see that we now have slightly more holiday cars, as well as more for the first, less for the third film. But the representation of Cars 2 is now even worse. Yeah, and this makes me come to a quick review of the re-releases for this year. So for the first film, we have actually 3 themes, you could say: Reporters, Piston Cup, and Radiator Springs. For Radiator Springs, there are 3 interesting releases. One of them is Leroy Traffic with Snow Tires, who has been released 10 years ago, so it was high time to get a re-release. Also, he has been cancelled as a re-release for Toys R Us in Canada in 2019. Green Ramon has not been around for quite a while. His last release was in the Radiator Springs Classic line in 2012 and 2013. And Mildred Byline has also only had once release in 2013, so it's nice to see those cars back. Which one is very unpopular in my opinion and very boring is Antonio Veloce Excellente, because we have had him in 2019 and now again, and all of the other Maseratis do not get a re-release somehow, which is very weird. As far as the Piston Cup races are concerned, it needs to be said that Icon Excellent now belongs, or really is, the Piston Cup racer to have the most releases of all the Cars 1 Piston Cup racers. Also, it's nice to see Rusty Cornfield back, as his last single release was a movie moment exclusive to the USA, and before that he has only had 2-pack releases between 2008 and 2010. Yeah, so that's actually it. It's nice to see all of these reporters again, as they have not had much issues yet. There are the re-releases for Cars 2. And the only cars for Cars 2 are re-releases this year, so it's quite a low number of cars. And what is very weird is to see Corporal Josh Coolant here, because he does not fit into any theme. The only reason why he probably came was because Mattel had the molding and thought, okay, we do this one again and again and again. Yeah. Also, most of these Tokyo cars are very boring, as these are the standard releases. Especially Suki and Kabuto have been there since 2012, with the only breaks being between 2017 and 2020. Which is a cool car is Bob Pulley, as he has only had one release yet, as well as Kingpin Nobunaga, who has been released 10 years ago. Also, Mama Bernoulli has only had one release yet as a single, and she's a popular character all in all. There are the re-releases for the third film, and as you can see, it is a much wider variety compared to the other films, from many themes, including the Bumper Safe Racing Tractor, which is on the next picture featuring the new releases. It was a mistake to put him there, but however, he belongs there. He's the only tractor to get a re-release. There are some nice Piston Cup next-gen racers, for example, H.J. Hollis, who has only been released in 2017, as well as J.D. McPillar, who was exclusive to a Target 4-pack back in the day. Also, Brian Spark has only had a launcher release yet, so it's nice to see him back, as well as Jimmy Cables, who has also only had some multi-pack issues. I see that another mistake is to put Track Damage Cruz Ramirez here, because she's actually new, but she looks very similar to Rastis Cruz all in all. Yeah, there are some nice Thunder Hollow cars as well. For example, Muddy Racing Center McQueen, who has only had one release in 2020, as well as Jimbo, Taco, and Pileup, who all haven't been around since Cars 3. Also, Hot Rod Junior Moon and Hot Rod Smokey are back, which is cool to see. Yeah, and another mistake is to put Hot Rod Steve Herschel here. He should actually not be there. Yeah, there are some holiday releases. The Easter Buggy being the most interesting, because it's the first time to get him as a normal single, as he has been rare before with this little Easter bucket. There are the other cars from the Wintertime Cruisers line, and the most interesting of these are Luigi and Guido, because they have been very rare due to the fact of only having had one release in a 5-pack back in the day. Yeah, there are the new releases. We have an uncancellation of Lightning McQueen as the Easter Buggy, which is very cool, as it was not likely to get this car as a release. Also, Mummy, Luigi, and Ghost Guido are stunning because these are the first Halloween cars and they have only appeared on a poster, so it's so cool to see those. And what is even more cool is that the costumes are removable. And we have two new wintertime cruisers, one being Ramon, it's a new variant, and the Snowmobile, which has also been a cancelled car, but it has even been in 2010, so believe it or not, it's 11 years ago that this car was cancelled and finally got a release. I'm so glad about this. However, in Germany and the UK, it is a pack warmer, and I think it's due to the fact that most of the new collectors, the children, do not know the storybooks where this car appears. So the other ones are townies. They are important and popular characters, so it does not care to have a Christmas variant. But I think that most children do not know what to do with this snowmobile. Yeah, however, it's a great release. And there are the other new releases. You see that we have even more uncancellations here. The first one being Hot Rod River Scott, followed by Hot Rod Louis Nash and Hot Rod Steve Herschel, who also did not appear in the movie and was unlikely to get his release finally. Another new one to be an uncancelled car is Floyd Morgan and also Rich Hurry, so it's nice to see that Mattel still cares about these releases. And the last one to be an uncancelled release is Team 95 and 51 Headmater, which is also quite unlikely choice, as he was meant to be part of the fan favorites line. We also got the 4 last missing next gens, except for the Apple one. 4 new tractors. Unfortunately, none of these has been an uncancelled one. And you see that almost all of these releases are part of Cars 3, except for Sarah Wheels and Derek Williams, who are actually the most anticipated, or some of the most anticipated new releases, as they are the only ones for the first film, and they look stunning with this nice camera Sarah Wilson has, and also due to the fact that they even appear in the same scene. Yeah, and there are the Racing Red cars and the Golden McQueen, which are anniversary releases for the 15th anniversary of the franchise. Unfortunately, the third film has a big representation as the Golden McQueen, which is the anniversary release, is a Cars 3 variant, and 1/3 of these Racing Red cars are also from the third film, although it's actually the second film who celebrates 10 years this year and could have been more appreciated here, but we only got Francesco Bernoulli. However, at least we have 3 releases for the first film. I think it's okay not to make only releases for this one, because many have argued it would have been better to have 6 Cars 1 cars. It would have been smarter, because then you could do a reissue of the series in 5 years or so for the next anniversary, and put other cars from other movies into the line. Yeah, but this is it. Racing Red McQueen also has the Cars 3 model, unfortunately, but it's okay all in all. It's a great line. I still don't have Mater. McQueen is on the way, but I have not been able to get Mater, and it's impossible to get him because the prices are so high and it's not fair, to be honest. Yeah, so these are the Racing Reds, the anniversary edition. And I think Golden McQueen is still a great choice for a car. He has partly been available as a promo car, which is also quite interesting and cool. Yeah, so that's it with the new releases. And now we continue talking about the multi-packs. Yeah, so I've already mentioned that half of the 5 packs are from the second film, and that I do like the Tokyo Pit Crew pack a lot, as it is such a nice combination of standard characters, in fact, and still it's actually not that amazing. but I like it a lot because these characters are cool, and this is the only opportunity to get all of the pit crew members from McQueen in one pack. Also, as I've said, it's nice to see Frank Clutchinson. It's his third release, and it's his third release in a multi-pack. Also, Clutch Foster has only had one single release besides a 4-pack release, and this single one was in 2017, so it's quite rare too. The weirdest pack is the one for the first film, because as soon as you include Dave Eldonators, Mater can't appear in this pack because they do not appear in the same scene. So it's a very weird pack. And also, I need to say that Dave Eldonators belongs to the Piston Cup races to be released the most times since 2018, because in 2018 and 19 he has had a single release. In 2020 and 2021 he has been included in this 5-pack. The Thunder Hollow pack is nice because it features Marty Racing Center McQueen, now with a smile somehow, as well as another multi-pack release for T-Bone. Cars 3 11 pack is very boring, and the Cars 1 is very cool, to be honest, because it really looks like you have taken one movie scene and put it into one 11 pack. It features such nice characters as Finish Line Lightning McQueen, Krusty Rotor, who is one of the rarest Piston Cup racers, The King, who has only been released with a launcher this year and in a 5-pack besides this release, and Chick Hicks, and this is Chick's only release in 2021, so very sad actually. Also, it's nice to see, for example, Bird as a cameraman, some fans, Dexter Hoover, and even My Name Is Not Chuck, so it's a great pack for sure, and I think it would also be appropriate to start a collection with this one. Very cool. In comparison, the 10-pack is very boring because it is a reissue of a pack we've had since 2017, I guess, or 2018. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the only interesting car is Bruce Miller. It would have been way better to make him as a single finally. But okay, it's good to have it because Cal Weathers has not had a single release this year, and he's actually a quite important character for Cars 3. The 3-pack is quite nice because it also unites 3 cars that appear in one scene when Lightning trains at the Willys Butte track. And it's also a pack of standard characters, which is great for children who start a collection. Yeah, there are the launchers and the haulers. So we did get 4 launchers. I'm not sure if the last one, featuring Francesco, has even been released. It is possible that this one has been cancelled because I have not seen it anywhere yet. And I don't know if it has even been available for to order, but I think it has been released actually, because we do get new ones in 2022, so I don't think that Francesco has been cancelled. It's nice to see some standard characters, for example the King, which is very popular, and then, as I've said, it's a great opportunity to make more money for Mattel with these standard characters. You could also do, for example, Jeff Gowett, who is actually coming in 2022, as well as Chick Hicks, who would have been a nice choice. As far as the haulers are concerned, I think I've already mentioned this too, that these are very much. It's a number of 7, and I think the only year that has had a similar amount of haulers is 2018. So there are some nice re-releases, for example for John Halstead, who has been released in 2020 for the first time, Helena Facco, Cal Weathers hauler from 2017. The only one who is quite boring is Speedy Comet's hauler June Faster, because we've had many releases of him yet. And what is weird is to do a Walmart hauler, and Walmart Next Gen hauler as the only new release here. However, it's nice to see this one. Yeah, so that's it with these. Now I'd like to show you the Welcome to Radiator Springs cars. So Standard, Luigi, and Fillmore only have a release in this line. Also, we got One Eye Mater back, who was included in the Radiator Springs Classic line after his first final lap release. And I think it's nice to include some keychains now as an accessory. I like those a lot. Yeah. There's the 4-pack. The only tuner releases are included there for this year, Wingo and DJ. Also, we have this exclusive and very cool Radiator Springs sign. And there's the Mag Transporter, which features Ghostlight Ramon as a Vietnam release. Yeah, that's it there. And now I'd like to show you the color changes, which have not been mentioned yet, but they do not belong to the main line either, nor to the expanded universe. So there are only the new ones I'd like to focus on. The first one is actually the Cars 3 mold Dinoco McQueen, which changes into black and which was included in the car wash playset. And I think this car wash is a great idea because I like the idea of Dinoco even sponsoring a car wash. That would have been cool to see in any production, so maybe in the Cars series next year, to see it maybe on the highway as a drive-in car wash, and it looks cool all in all. Also, we got for the first time as a color changer Fillmore and the King. These are actually the best ones for this year. And it's nice to see another variant of McQueen, which is Cruisin' McQueen, as well as a variant of Intro Ramon, Snotrod, and Sheriff. Yeah, now I'd like to show you the expanded universe. We have gotten 3 new endurance racers, and I think they have not been expected because they were Walmart exclusives in 2020. So Sheldon Shifter was a smaller surprise because he came at the beginning of the year, so only some month after the last ones in 2020, but which were really surprises are Flipped Over and Michael Rotor, as they came in mid 2021, I guess, in summer or in early fall. Although Walmart has already had the NASCAR cars as an exclusive line at this point. And I need to say that Flipped Over is a cool car and a nice character to be re-released, as his last release, his only release, was in a 4-pack. It's quite rare as of today. And yeah, and Michael Rotor also looks great with this amazing blue paint job. I like this line a lot, to be honest, and I'm glad to see that it has still gotten some attention in 2021. Also, we got 4, technically 5 new Pixarfest cars, which was also a surprise and nice to see. So there's another variant of McQueen and Ramon. Somehow this Ramon is the only one to be not metallic, and it's great to see Sally as well as Luigi and Guido, as this is the first metallic release for Luigi and Guido, and they look awesome, both of them. Yeah, and I think the best part of the mainline, and that's why I have decided to put it on the end, in the end of the video, are the NASCAR cars, because these are not only interesting because of being officially licensed by NASCAR and being based on a racing series that is very popular in the USA, but also because it features such cool cars. So first of all, we have a very nice NASCAR variant of Lightning McQueen, mentioning that he is a 7-time Piston Cup champion. We got a crew chief Mater, which is also quite stunning, and I like actually the idea of him being completely painted in red, as if it was a suit like the Rusty's Racing Center suit, whereas his hood cap is still brown, so you see it's actually old Mater somehow refurbished, as well as the great release of Luigi and Guido, which look so cool in red. We also got some re-releases of Ryan Laney, Danny Swervis, and Chase Racelot with new designs. So Danny, for example, is way darker, whereas Ryan appears to be more vibrant. And there is this nice NASCAR 5-pack, which has been the only possibility to get NASCAR Cruz Ramirez yet. But believe me or not, I assume that it is quite smart by Mattel, or it would be quite smart to release Cruise with the new rims in 2022 as a single, because then collectors need to buy her again. And those who have waited have the chance to get her as a single. And she's actually the only interesting car in the pack, as the only other things to be exclusive are the pit stop barriers for Junior Moon and Mary Andretti, and in fact also the one of the King, because it is a tiny variant but not very interesting. And I think the most interesting part, and that's why I mention this now, is that we got brand new next gen racers. I mean, all of the fans have noticed that 7 sponsors have been missing in Cars 3, and they did not get a racer. There was Jim Scavenger to design some special and unique custom next gens for some of these teams, or for actually all of these teams. And now we do get official releases for 4 of these teams in 2021. So there's Eric Almiroling for the Retreat team, and his colors are quite a surprise and a change for the team. There is, for Sidewall Shine, Carsten Ace Dillon, William Byron for the Shifty Drug team, and my personal favorite, Gogo Logano for Team Fiber Fuel. And in next year we will get Rowdy Revan Bush for HTB, and I think as this racer is Rowdy in real life, it is quite cool to see that the HTB racer, so the successor of Chick Hicks, who was a Rowdy too, gets into this image again. And I like the line a lot due to these facts, and I assume that there will also be a Tacoment next gen besides the officially confirmed variant of Baba Wheelhouse, who's the only one missing yet. And I think it would be pretty cool if Mattel chose to make a Walmart next gen racer. There are several reasons. The first one is that we haven't ever gotten a Walmart racer. The second one is you can take another real life driver which this character is based on. You can sell more cars than another next gen. And the last reason is that the next gen Walmart hauler would then make sense, because he would then be a hauler for a racer. Also, actually, I would like to see a NASCAR mag variant, as this line is exclusive to Walmart. The haulers are exclusive to Walmart, so this would be a nice choice actually. However, I think this is an awesome line, and it shows that Mattel knows what fans care about. And this is a great opportunity to make more racers, and they are even cooler than normal next gens because they are based on real life drivers. So very, very cool, to be honest. And I think that's actually it with my recap of the 2021 diecast collection in the Disney Cars franchise. I'd like to sum up some points. So the first one is that unfortunately there are some minus points for this collection. There's way too less representation of Cars 2, and also Cars 1 has been reduced in the main line. However, it's Cars 2 to be the one to get at least attention. This is actually quite disappointing, because it seems like Mattel does not like the movie at all and puts it down to the ground. Yeah. However, it was a great year all in all, because we got so many new diecasts in comparison. 2020 was only strong because of having had much single releases of cars that have been multi-packs exclusives before, but there were only about 10 new releases, so this was a big advantage for 2021. Also, we've had some cool specials like the NASCAR line, more endurance racers, color changes that were new characters, in fact, and also the Pixarfest cars. And even 2 spectacular releases for the first film, and maybe the fact that many of the cars are from Cars 3 and most of the new ones, this makes it even more cool to see those reporters be released, as they are more special as if there were 10 releases for the first film. Also, it's great to see that haulers and launchers get more attention, or at least got more attention this year. And most of the multi-packs were cool as well. So it's great to see that Mattel still is creative. Also, for example, with the Radiator Springs line in the 4-pack in the Welcome to Radiator Springs line. And I think even though COVID has somehow reduced the availability of some cases, it has been a great year for sure. So thank you very much for watching and see you on soon. Bye!